Okay, let us start with the subject data warehousing and data mining. First, we will discuss the syllabus of this subject, how we are going to proceed with the subject. So, there will be 5 units. Unit number one will be about your data mining, its functionalities, fundamentals, how do we classify data mining, different task primitives, how data mining system integrate with the data warehouse and database, major issues in data mining, need for pre-processing of data that comes under our data pre-processing, and cleaning, data integration, transformation, reduction. So unit number one is almost about your complete data mining. Unit number two will be about your data warehouse, its architecture, its implementation, data cubes, computation in data cubes, generalization of data. So these things will be discussed in data warehouse. Almost data warehouse will be covered in unit number two. Then unit number three will be about our different techniques of data mining. Actually, unit number three, four, and five, all three will be about different data mining techniques. As unit 3 will be about your associations, frequent patterns, correlations. Unit number 4 will be about your classification, prediction, clustering, and unit number 5 will be about your time series, sequential data, spatial, multimedia, text, maps, those kind of data, how to perform data mining techniques. So that is our syllabus, and in our first class we'll start from unit number 1, and let us see the motivation behind data mining first. Then we will cover up what is data mining, on what kind of data we can perform data mining, its functionalities, classification, task primitive, integration of data mining with data warehouse, and major issues in data mining. Okay, so let us understand what is data mining and why data mining came into existence. So that is like basically what data is. Data is basically a collection of raw facts and figures, you can say. And if we will process that raw data, it will give us some information that will become an information. What is database? That we have already seen in database and management system. Um, just to give you an introduction, database basically is a collection of different kinds of data in a particular format. So different kinds of data we are talking about in a database. Now, what is data warehouse then? Data warehouse is basically a collection of different data from multiple sources at one place. Okay, that is data warehouse in simple terms I'm telling. Now, what is data mining? Basically, data mining basically just in an easier way, because this term is written over here, so you should know, you should have that clarity. Basically, we are trying to mine the huge amount of data. Mine means we are trying to dig down deep into that data and we want to extract some information from it. So we have this data in a huge number and we are trying to find out some information, some knowledge, to discover some knowledge from that data. So that is called as data mining. Now, why it came into existence? Because of the explosive growth of data, as it is written over here in this slide. Basically, the major reason that data mining has attracted a great deal of attention in recent years is due to wide availability of huge amount of data, and because that data moved from terabytes to petabytes, we have a lot of data to work upon. Then it becomes an imminent need to convert that data into information. Okay, and because that necessity was there to have some technique to study, to analyze that data, that becomes the mother of invention. And as an invention, data mining came into existence, which basically is like we are extracting some knowledge by mining into a huge amount of data. Okay, so that's why data mining came into existence. That is the main reason. Now, from where this data is coming up? Because of some automated data collection tools, database systems. We are basically a computerized society. Our complete life is now running around internet. Everything we Google, everything we are working upon, we visit social media websites, e-commerce websites, we are the generators of data also. Yeah, and so there is a lot of data available, but how to tackle that data? For that, some technique is required, and that that's why data mining came into existence. Another sources, major sources of abundant data can be your web, e-commerce, transactions, stocks, cryptocurrencies, remote sensing, bioinformatics, um, then your news, digital cameras, YouTube data. So here it is written over here also, necessity is the mother of invention, because of which data mining came into existence. And it is nothing but the automated analysis of massive data sets, huge number of data sets. Now here, the conclusion is like we are data rich, but we are information poor. Basically, we are drowning in data, but we are starving for knowledge. So we are looking for some knowledge from that huge amount of data, and how to extract that knowledge, how to extract that information by utilizing some data mining techniques. So that is what the basic meaning is, why data mining came into existence, what is the motivation behind it. So that we have seen just now. Now, coming on to the evolution of database technology, we have to see the trend, time wise, how data warehouse, in which your data mining data warehouse evolved. So 1960s was about your data collection, database creation, basic things. In 1970s, relational data model, relational DBMS implementation came into existence, where we started using tabular formats. And 1980s, basically I can say like in mid 1980s was about our advanced data models, application oriented DBMS. And later 1980s or 1990s was about the introduction of data mining and data warehousing. Multimedia databases came into existence. And from that part, we started using this concept of data warehousing, data mining. And 2000 onwards, it is a new generation of information systems where stream data management, data mining, its applications, everything was into the form. Until now, the technology is increasing day by day. We have a lot of techniques available, a lot of algorithms are coming up, and a lot of new tools are available, utilizing which we can analyze data. Okay, so that is the evolution of database technology. Now, what is data mining basically? So before that, data warehouse, as I've told you, I've given you some little idea what is data warehouse in our first slide. You can imagine a box in which data from kind of different types of data from different sources, from different places, is available to you at one place, that in that box, in that one place. Okay, so you can imagine that box as one place in which data from different sources and different types of data is available. So that box is called as a data warehouse. Okay, now coming on to the official definition of data warehouse, I can say that it is a kind of repository of multiple heterogeneous data sources which are organized under a unified schema at a single site, so that we can facilitate an effective decision making. Okay, that is a data warehouse. Now coming on to our data mining. Basically, data mining, as it is written over here also, knowledge discovery from data. Please remember this term that I've just highlighted, knowledge discovery, very important term. Separate flow diagram is there for that one. And data mining is nothing but alternatively called as knowledge discovery in databases. Yeah, so remember this term of knowledge discovery. We are trying to discover some knowledge from our huge amount of data, and that makes a definition as we are trying to extract some interesting patterns or some interesting knowledge from huge amount of data. What do you mean by interesting? Which is previously unknown, that means novel information, which is non-trivial, which is like basically simple, uh, which is in understandable format, and which is potentially useful. Okay, so those kind of patterns, those kind of knowledge, that kind of information we are trying to extract from huge amount of data. So that is called as data mining. There are some alternative names for data mining, like knowledge discovery in databases. Again, very important part, KDD, knowledge discovery in databases. The term came again, knowledge discovery. This one, I told you here also, please remember this one. We are going to discuss about it in detail. Then extraction of knowledge, analysis of data or pattern, archaeology of data, data archaeology, data dredging, information harvesting, and another very important term, business intelligence. Again, how business relates with data mining, data warehouse, that we are going to discuss. Okay, so we have to see that you have to watch out, is everything you are working upon data mining, or everything you are doing is data mining? Yes, you have to search it out. Whatever thing, whatever data from which you are trying to extract the information, where it can be your relational databases, it can be your data warehouses, it can be your data mining techniques utilizing which we are trying to extract information, they all are data mining. You have to check out that, you have to differentiate and you have to study it. Okay, yes, is everything data mining or not? So just go through it and go through in your imagination also whatever we are working upon in this technical scenario right now that is going on, whether it is actually data mining or not. Yeah. Okay, so I hope till now you got the clarity what is data mining and what is data warehouse. Just to make it complete setup in your mind, data warehouse is a kind of repository, okay, which contains data from multiple sources and at a single place, at a single site, or you can say at a unified scheme. That is data warehouse. Data mining is nothing but extraction of some interesting patterns, extraction of knowledge from huge amount of data. That is data mining. Now coming on to our next topic, that is KDD, knowledge discovery. As I told you in previous slide, please remember this term. We are going to discuss it in detail. KDD is nothing but your knowledge discovery in databases. So there is a process for it. What we are trying to do over here, let me make you understand overall. So this diagram is showing us some steps. Okay, so from bottom, this place it is starting where we are having some databases, and on the topmost level there is this girl standing, which who is trying to mine, who has, you can say that this girl has mined the data and extracted some knowledge. Like you can take the general example of coal mines or gold mines, where we try to mine the place and we take out some gold or coal. Yeah, so that is the purpose over here. We are trying to basically mine that data, huge amount of data, and we are trying to extract the knowledge from it. So there are several steps in between that we have to see. So first step will be your, let me maximize it for your ease. So our bottom first step will be, is the, we have lot of databases available with us. What we have to do, we have these files from different sources. We have to first clean that data, then we have to combine that data, then that clean data and combined data will be placed in our data warehouse here, over here. Then on that data which is present in our data warehouse, we have to perform selection and transformation, data selection, data transformation. I'm going to explain it in very much detail. What is the meaning of these terms? Then in this box, there will be task relevant data, because we have selected some data related to a particular task. So that will be called as task relevant data. So on that particular task relevant data, we have to perform some data mining techniques, and there will be a pattern evaluation. After performing data mining techniques, we will generate some interesting patterns, and then we will evaluate those patterns and we will visualize them. We will present them in the form of, by utilizing some visualization techniques. Okay, finally, we will have this knowledge from that huge amount of data that will be extracted in the end. So that is the whole idea of KDD. And let us see now one by one what are the steps and what is the meaning of those steps. So the first one is data cleaning. Data cleaning, as it is written over here, removal of noise or irrelevant data. Yes, irrelevant data. Yeah, noise also can be there in the data. So you have to tackle that kind of data, and you have to remove that noise from the data. Along with these things, there can be other things also which are required to be cleaned up. Like, what the first thing that I have utilized, noise. um, to remove noise, what basically is noise? Cleaning noisy data means noise is basically a random or some variance error that you have to tackle up. um, you have to remove that, okay, or you have to find out some strategy to so that it will not give you, it will not affect your accuracy of the final result. Irrelevant data can be your missing values. In the data, there can be some missing values. Some cells from your Excel sheet are not filled up. Then how will you tackle it? Okay, there are certain ways to do that. Either ignore it or to fill it with some mean values or to just delete them. Okay, so these are certain ways of doing that. Then another irrelevant data can be your redundancy in data, okay, discrepancy in data, so that you have to tackle up. So that is called as data cleaning. You have to check your data for these things so that it will be ready for the analysis. Then data from different sources, when it will be cleaned out, they will be combined. So that is called as second step, which is data integration, where multiple data sources may be combined. Okay, so here how that data will be combined by utilizing some synchronization tools, by utilizing some extract, load, and transformation processes that is available. So that heterogeneous data from multiple sources will be combined at a common source, at a common place, which is called as your data warehouse. So this thing we are talking about. Okay, so I will show you one by one what we are doing and what we are up to. So I have just told you two things that we have covered up. Let me mark them first that we have already done it. Okay, I'm looking for some shape so that I can mark it efficiently for you people. Okay, let us see this one. So this one is done. Okay, so I'll see whatever we are doing, I will mark it. This one is complete. Data integration is done. Now coming on to our data selection. I'm talking about this data selection. Okay. What is this data selection? Data selection is basically we have selected this data. Now we have to select the data which is relevant to our task. The process where data relevant to the analysis is being decided and retrieved from the data collection. So that can be done by utilizing neural networks, decision trees, naive-based clustering, etc. These kind of techniques can be utilized to select the relevant data. Okay, that is the purpose. Next one is transformation. Transformation can be like we have to transform it into some appropriate form. Suppose, for example, what is the meaning of this one transformation? It can be like your suppose you have two types of values, two types of attributes in your data set. One is salary and one is your less number, can be in the range of roll numbers, you can say. Okay. No, customers related some information you have. Okay, but the key concept over here is you can take like one numerical value is in the range of 1 to 10 and another numerical value is in number of lakhs. Okay, so that will be like one attribute is talking in terms of lakhs and one attribute is just talking up to 10. Okay, so it's like you have to change the scale of it so that it will be in a uniform manner. So you will transform both values in a scale of um, you can say it like from 0 to 1 in the you okay, from 0 to 1 in a scale of 0 to 1 you will in the decimal formats it will come out both values so that it will give fruitful results finally in the final result. Okay, that is called as data transformation. If there is no need to perform, if the values are like in a similar kind of range, then no need, but you have to check whether there is a need to transform the data in an appropriate form for mining purpose. Okay, so that is a purpose over here. Then comes your data mining. Yes, another thing, how you can change these, how you can transform this data by utilizing mapping. Okay, you can assign elements from source base to destination by capture some transformation, or you can generate code. Code generation can be there. Okay, so that is your data transformation. Now, next one is data mining. Next step. Next step is data mining. So, what is this data mining? Here we are going to utilize data mining techniques. And there can be different data mining techniques that are available, which are called as intelligent methods for the purpose of extraction of data or patterns or information. So that is called as data mining. So you can transform your task relevant data in patterns to evaluate and to visualize things. And you will decide the purpose of model utilizing characterization or classification. Okay, so that is called as data mining. Then comes our pattern evaluation. When there will be some interesting patterns extracted by utilizing data mining techniques, then we will evaluate those patterns. How we will do that? You will find the interestingness score of each pattern. What is the meaning of interestingness? How simple that pattern is. That means easily understandable. Then you will check how novel that pattern is. How much new information or increased performance it is providing. That is pattern evaluation. Okay. Then you can check on the basis of how novel it is, how simple it is. Then you can check the probability of it. Yeah, okay. It's a potential usefulness you can check according to the real life scenario. Okay, so that is called as pattern evaluation, to identify the truly interesting patterns representing knowledge based on some interestingness measures. So that is your pattern evaluation. So that is done. And last part is your last step of KDD is your knowledge presentation, which will be done by utilizing some visualization techniques. What can be your visualization techniques? It can be your reports, it can be your tables, it can be any characterization rules, it can be discriminant rules. Yeah. Okay, then. So that is our KDD process. Step by step, we have covered up, and this is our knowledge presentation that is just now completed. So these are the steps. I will again take you to the previous slide of KDD. You can see that one very important question from your exam point of view. Also, directly they can ask you discuss about KDD process, different steps of it, and explain it with examples. So one by one, we have seen how you can extract knowledge step by step. Okay, so that is your KDD process, and that is nothing but your data mining. That only we are doing by utilizing data mining techniques, by utilizing data warehouse. So, in this session, I hope you got the idea. By the end of the session, you should have the clarity in your mind that what is data warehouse, what is data mining, what is KDD, what are some alternative names of KDD, what is the motivation behind data mining, why it came into existence. Okay, and the very important part that we have discussed one was evolution of database technology from 1960s to 2000 onwards. Okay, then if you are having any doubts related to these topics, let me know. In next class we are going to cover up uh, the relationship of business intelligence with data mining. Then we will see about classification of data mining, and then we'll see on what kind of data we can perform data mining. So by that time, see you, and thank you so much for your love and support. Keep supporting me. Please subscribe my channel, and I have seen a good response for my SPPM subject, and I hope that I will find the same similar kind of love for this subject also. Please subscribe me, share the content, share with your friends, and discuss with me if I can improve anything that you feel. Okay. Okay, then see you. Thank you so much.